DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Let's talk about environment. Right now, as we speak, I'm driving through Miami, and it's a very scenic place. If you've never been to Miami or you live in Miami, you know Miami is a very scenic place, and I love it. I knew I wanted to live in Miami before I had ever even visited Miami, because I saw the pictures. I saw the Will Smith video, right? And I saw the pictures. I heard what the weather was like. I was like, that's the place that I want to be. When I was graduating from college, or about to, I knew that I wanted to play ball. And I knew that my future was going to be doing something online. And I also knew that even if those didn't pop off immediately and I needed to work like a regular job, so to speak, I could get a job in Miami. Same way I can get a job in Philly, where I'm from. I can get a job in Miami and do some regular work until that thing pops off. So I wanted to be here because I knew this was the environment that I wanted to be involved in. And even to this day, I've been living in Miami for 12 years. Even to this day, I'm driving down, right now I'm driving on the Venetian Causeway, for those of you who know what that is. If you haven't been to the Venetian Causeway, come to the Venetian Causeway. It's beautiful, it's scenic, it's quiet. This shit is just fucking amazing. I've been here 12 years. I done came down this road on a bike, in a car. I done walked on this road once. I went to the gym down here in South Beach once. Somebody stole my bike and I walked across this causeway. Shit took an hour and a half. I walked it, I run it, I biked it, drove it. It's still beautiful to me now. And the reason why I'm talking about that is, in life, you need to invest in your environment, because it's a very important thing. Everyone's heard of the nature versus nurture argument, that nature is just what you were born with, your genetics, and nurture is the things that you're around, the influences that you're around, and how that affects you and how that changes who you become as a person. Your environment has a huge impact on the type of person that you become, on your energy, on the way you respond to things, on what you produce, how you are as a person. Now listen, you can overcome some kind of negative external environment if you had a right internal environment, what's going on in your mind. So for example, if you're in the hood right now, or you're in a situation that you don't really want to be in, but you can't change it right now, you can overpower that situation with what's going on in your mind. And that's something that my whole business is built around. If you didn't know that, you need to go to DreAllDay.com or go to workonmygame.com, or watch one of the literally thousands of videos that I put here on YouTube to help you with that. Or get my book, The Mirror of Motivation. You can get it for free at mirrormotivation.com. I help people with that all the time. Now, while you're doing that, getting that internal environment in the right space, when you have the means and when you have the opportunity, invest in getting into the right environments. And the reason why I bring up Miami is because, for those of you who don't know, it's not cheap to live in Miami. I'm driving by, it's new construction going on, all these condos and apartment buildings around here. All these costs. Are they really nice? And it'd be lovely to live in these. And it's lovely to live in the places that I have lived, and the places that I do live, and the places that I will live. But you got to pay. This shit ain't cheap. For what I pay, I remember me and my lady was talking about this. We was looking on websites where you can look up housing. We were looking with what we spend to live where we live. We could get a mansion in somewhere like goddamn Wyoming or North Dakota or something, like the biggest house in town. But I don't want it because I don't want to live there. I don't want to be in that environment. I like investing in environments because, and I talked about this on my podcast, if you're not a subscriber to the Work on Your Game podcast, I suggest you do yourself a favor and get subscribed to it. But on my podcast, I talked about how I met a lot of influential people who helped me achieve things that I otherwise would not have been able to achieve, simply because I was in the same environment as those people. People who were my neighbors, I would see them on the elevators. People who I lived in the same neighborhood with, who they would see me around, they get comfortable seeing me, they would eventually approach me, we talk, and we were able to do business because of that. People who I met who knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody, that became a connection simply because I was in the right place at the right time. That's investing in environment. Doing something to get yourself close to a person who can help you get to where you want to get to, that's an investment in environment. When you're building relationships is an investment in an environment. Being cool with another person is an environment. Like if me and you know each other and I'm cool with you and I know who you are, I recognize you, my presence is an environment. The investment that you need to make, the time, the effort, the energy you got to put in to endear yourself to me is an investment in an environment. So I'm not just talking about a physical location. I'm also talking about people. I'm talking about relationships, knowledge. All of these things are environments. And you need to make an investment in order to get into the kind of environments that you want. You want to live in a beautiful place like, I don't know, whatever you consider beautiful. Midtown Manhattan, LA, Miami, wherever you think is nice, you got to pay. You know that, right? Everybody understands that part of spending money to get something. But investing in environment is also making certain decisions, putting a certain amount of time in, putting a certain amount of effort in, doing things to help other people and build relationships with those people. All of that is part of environment. And if you're not doing that, then that may explain why you're not in the kind of environments that you want to be in. So here's what you do. Here's your action steps from what I'm talking about here. Ask yourself what environment you actually want to be in life. And it may not be the one that you're in right now. You may want to advance to a higher one. Even if you're in an environment that's cool right now, you may want to get to a better one, which is all good. Listen, I'm always looking for a better environment than what I'm at. I'm always looking to make connections with people who are further ahead than me, who could do things for me that I couldn't do for myself, who may have an audience that I don't have, who know some people that I don't know. I'm always looking for that. So ask yourself, what environments do I want to get to? Even if you like what you have, how can I make it better? How can I get to a better environment, a more advanced environment than what I'm in right now? And then ask yourself, what investments will be required for me to get there? And if you're not quite sure, you know the questions you got to ask yourself. What does the data say? Let me test something out. Let me test out this theory. All right, I think to get to this environment, I need to make this investment. I need to do this. I need to talk to this person. I need to send this email. I need to buy these products. I need to save up this amount of money. And you're going to find out once you do it, all right, did that work? Yes? No? If it did work, good. You had the right idea. If it didn't work, cool. Now you got to go to the next thing. What's the next thing that you got to do? And then the next thing. Then you just keep testing the data. You keep testing the results. You keep testing what the data is saying until you get to the outcome that you want. So this is how you get from one environment to the next environment. This is how you invest in environments. But understand investment is a job. Investment is work. Investment is an investment. You know what investment means? It means put something in now to get something out later. And here's the asterisk, the fine print to investment. Just because you invest doesn't mean you want to get something back. But the thing that you always get back, even if an investment does not work out, is you get data. You get results. You get an experience. You get a story. All of those matter. Work on your game. Dre all day.